Hey everyone, Mary at Calumet Knits, and I thought I would share how I make my lightsabers with you. This is one of my most popular patterns, and it's super easy with your 22 needle circular knitting machine. Let's get started. I'm using Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn in fire red, black, and gray. To begin, cast on with your color and knit 119 rows. If you're new to circular knitting machines, please check out my basics video where you'll learn how to cast on, change color, and bind off. After your 119 rows, you're going to change color to black and knit 3 rows. Then change to gray and knit 14 rows. Change back to black for 3 rows, and then we'll change to our color for 2 more rows. Then change back to black for a total of 26 rows. Change back to the color for 2 more rows, and then change back to black for 8 rows. After completing the 8 rows, you can bind off the machine. So here's a summary of the rows that we just knit. You can also find a free downloadable pattern in my Ravelry shop. I'll link to that below. Once the tube is off the machine, give it a good stretch, and then we'll just set it aside for a second. Take your pool noodle and measure out 36 inches. So I'm using a serrated edge. I believe this is a bread knife, and I'll just slice right through. And I'm cutting this at 36 inches. Now we're ready to add the tube over the pool noodle. And it's really simple to do. It's kind of hard to hold and show this on camera, but I just scrunch it up a little bit and pull it over the top, and it slides on very easy. So once it's evenly distributed across the noodle, I'm going to go to the bottom end here and just cinch it closed. And then I will tie a knot. And if you need to take a couple of stitches to secure that hole a little bit better, you can go ahead and do that. That's what I'm doing here. Sorry, this is hard to see, but when I do the other side, you'll be able to see what I'm doing a little bit better. And then what I do is to secure the yarn to the noodle, I'm going to go through the center and I'm going to come out the side of the pool noodle with my tapestry needle. I'll just go over a stitch, and then I'm going to come out the opposite side, take a stitch, and then I'll go a quarter of the way around. So I'm making an X going through, taking these small stitches. And that's going to help keep this yarn on the noodle in the right spot. I'll go ahead and tie a knot and then bury that tail. So we'll repeat the process for the other end. So I'm going to cinch this closed. Using that tail, I'm going to close up this hole a little bit by taking a couple of stitches across, cinching it up and tying a knot. And then I'll do the same that I did on the other end, where I'll push my tail and my needle through the pool noodle to the edge, take a stitch, and go to the opposite edge, take a stitch. And then I'll rotate it about a quarter of the way, take another stitch, and go across. So again, I'm making an X through the bottom or top of the pool noodle. And then I'll secure that and bury the tail. So you can see that it does leave a little bit of a dimple, but you could actually probably hide it better if you took a little smaller stitches, or maybe take two small ones in each place. And then what I'll do is the same thing around this top black strip. So I'm just going to take some scrap yarn and go from side to side. I'll take a stitch, go back to the other side. Now I don't want to come out the same hole. And then I'll just tie these two ends together and then bury those tails. And the last thing is to add the buttons. I made these buttons and I'm attaching them with hot glue, and I'll link below to where you can find these buttons in my shop. So this is a great project if you have a kid's birthday party and looking for some party favors, or if you have some adults that maybe need some party favors. I hope you enjoyed today's pattern. To help my channel grow, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'll link below to some of the places you can find me. Thanks for watching.